Hi everyone, welcome to another video by Optionables. My name is Saket, and in today's video we are going to look at what exactly happened to the markets, and we are also going to discuss what we can expect tomorrow as well as what happened to our trades. As we discussed yesterday, that option premiums are not pricing in the level of move we are seeing every day. Yesterday we saw that Nifty short straddle had around 250 points, but today Nifty has moved close to 350 points. So the market has become extremely volatile, and the option premium what we are getting to carry a positional trade is very less. So that's the reason I had mentioned yesterday that we'll be shifting towards intraday trades. So today we did a system-based intraday trade, and I have the complete recording. I'll be discussing the logic as well as what exactly happened in today's trade towards the end of this video. We are going to look at what exactly happened to the markets. So the market did open gap down of close to 40-50 points, but no one really expected that we are going to see a 350 point sell off in Nifty as well as BankNifty, and that too HDFC Bank, which is supposed to be one of the most stable stocks, fell close to 4% intraday. So that is a huge fall in HDFC Bank. When we see HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank as well as HDFC in the top losers list, we know that FIIs would have sold quite a lot, because FII's favorite is Kotak Bank as well as HDFC Bank, and they are heavily invested in that. So even though the figures are not yet out, we can easily expect FIIs to be a huge sellers, and DIIs might have not bought a lot of stocks today because the selling was continuous. So we never really saw any bounce back in today's market. So now if we look at the overall market breadth, so name IT or banking or any other sector, everything was in red today except for cements. So there was a broad-based sell-off, and Lupin also fell close to 7%. So overall, all the sectors were hit very badly in today's fall, and even top stocks were beaten down 2 to 3% quite easily. So the sentiment looks extremely bearish in the market right now, and only we can wish is that the market will try to find support nearby around 17,000 and maybe stabilize over there. On one hand, we have stock market where we can do short straddles in Nifty, BankNifty and stocks. So on the other hand, there are also cryptos where you can also trade options. So we have recently started trading in Delta Exchange, and we are doing options trade in Delta Exchange regularly in cryptos. And the advantage with cryptos is you get to use little bit higher leverage than stocks. In stocks, you only have 1x leverage, but in cryptos, you can take higher leverage and trade with options. So that's the reason we have already started trading, and weekly once we'll be coming out with a video as to what were the trades for that week with cryptos and what happened to our profit or loss. And I have attached the details down in the description, so you can also check that out. And next, moving on to what exactly we can expect from the market now. So BankNifty right now is trading at its crucial support zone of 38,000. In case if BankNifty breaks 38,000, then we can expect BankNifty to head towards 37,200 or 37,300. So right now the sentiment is very bearish. Even if you look at the open interest, the PCR ratio is 0.5. That means there is aggressive call writing when compared to puts. So the highest call writing right now is at 39,000, and there is also a lot of short straddles at 38,000. So we should see how exactly the market is going to react, because the VIX today was also up by 10%. That means there is a lot of uncertainty moving forward. Now, when we look at Nifty, Nifty broke its crucial support of 17,500 as well as 17,300, and now it is close to 17,200. The issue now is the sentiment around is extremely bearish. So all IT stocks are being sold, all banking stocks are being sold. So overall, there is broader based sell-off in the market, and we can expect market to find some support around 17,000, but even that is not certain. Even in Nifty, the PCR ratio is around 0.5. That means at higher levels like 17,500, 400, there is a lot of call writing. So whenever we see market bouncing back, we can expect some sell-off in the market at these higher levels. So that's the reason positional trading has become a challenge right now, because even if you see the short straddle premiums of BankNifty, yesterday it was just pricing in around 750 points, and today itself BankNifty moved close to 900 points. So that's the reason intraday trading is now little favorable compared to positional trade. We are doing both, but right now our capital allocation is little higher towards intraday. So now I'll be quickly moving on and showing you what trades we took today, what was the logic behind the intraday trades, and also I'm going to show the adjustments which we did. So now we'll be moving on to the screen recording, and meanwhile, if you're liking the content on this channel, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, as well as subscribe to Optionables. Thank you so much for joining. So what you see on the screen right now is the intraday trades, and you can see that today our overall M2M was around 1 lakh. So I will show you how exactly we arrived at this. So we actually had a loss of close to 1.5 lakh, and eventually we recovered this and went close to 1 lakh. This is with regarding the intraday trades, and when we look at our positional trades, we actually didn't make any profit today because the markets fell close to 800 points, and we did small adjustments which actually helped us save our losses. So if we hadn't done this adjustments, then our losses would have been huge. So because of this, we could save our losses. We ended the day with no profit, no loss. In case if the market stabilizes, then we can expect some good profits from tomorrow. So let me just show you the video recording as to what exactly happened to our intraday trades. So I will also try to explain the logic behind what exactly we did and why exactly we did. So today morning around 9:30 itself, I entered my first position. So it was a short strangle. So I did short strangle mainly for two reasons. One, the market was pretty volatile, and short strangle, it is easier to adjust than a short straddle. So that's the reason I went with short strangle first. So we started off with the 300 point away short strangle in BankNifty, as well as 150 point away short strangle in Nifty. So in the beginning, the market was actually consolidating, and post that the volatility started. So it was not exactly volatility because the market just went on one side, that is the downside. So what I had done here was I had kept a pretty big stop loss of 75% of the premium. The reason behind choosing 75% is since the market has become pretty volatile, I wanted it to give room for any big zigzag movements. So the reason is like we have seen this before, since FIIs as well as DIIs, so they are doing two opposite things. So in the morning, DIIs will buy and FIIs will start selling in the afternoon, which again creates a V-shaped move. Or maybe FIIs will sell in the morning and DIIs will buy in the afternoon. Even that creates V-shaped move. So that's the reason I wanted to give certain room so that the stop loss doesn't get triggered easily. So this was the idea what we had, and we had kept 75% stop loss on both the legs. So one more thing what we have to note here is that I had kept a stop loss limit of 2 lakh. So once our M2M was hitting 2 lakh, my idea was just to cut all the positions and not hold anything, because it is not worth losing more than 2 to 3 lakh in a trade, because it will take a lot of time to recover that in case if it goes bad. So at this point, you can see that I create a shift. So the thing is, you can see this particular P leg is trading around 200 and this particular C leg is trading around 325. So what you have to note here is that this stop loss is not going to get triggered so easily, because this is going to come around 460 or 470. And if it goes to 470, that is another 150 points higher. So this is not going to fall 150 points for sure. So this 198 can max become around 120 or 100, whereas this is going to go up another 150 points. So that's the reason I have to make sure that I keep collecting additional premium every time the market starts to move in one direction. So here we saw some premium imbalance because this was at 325 and this was at 198. That means any up move further from here will create further imbalance, and it is going to be harder for me to recover later on. So that's the reason I exited this at 198. So right over here, I closed this position and came in closer from 38,300 PE towards 38,400 PE, and I shorted this at 230 rupees. So now we'll further move ahead in the trade. So again here you can see that I have used a similar logic on Nifty. This particular leg had actually gone towards 100 and this had come towards 45. So once there was a small bounce back, what I did was I exited this particular leg and shifted from 50 towards 66. So I already told the logic that we need some additional premiums because the stop loss is very high. And by the time one hits the stop loss, other would have lost very little premium. So we'll definitely be in loss that time. So that's the reason one more shift was made in Nifty. And as we further move ahead in the trade, so as we see here, around 11 o'clock is when the market actually starts to crack. So till then it was finding support around 38,500. And from this point, the market actually starts to crack down. So we'll quickly move towards 11 o'clock. So you can see that even by 10:50 we have a profit of 60,000, but from here onwards we start to dip. So you can see that as I come towards 11:10, we are already at a loss of close to 15,000 rupees. So at this point, you can see that I have done one more shift in Nifty. So this leg has not yet triggered as stop loss. The stop loss is going to come around 130 rupees and there is already quite a lot of imbalance. So this is around 115 and this is around 50 rupees. So I had to exit this and collect some additional premiums. So I shorted this at 66 rupees. So one more shift has been done in Nifty. So now again we move ahead in the trade. So I don't think after this any shift was necessary because we were quite close to the stop loss. So any further dip would have actually triggered our stop loss. So and the stop loss does get triggered in some time from now. So you can see that around 11:30 is when our stop loss in Nifty gets triggered. And the stop loss in BankNifty is not yet triggered. But what we have started to do is started shifting our calls leg closer. So from 38,900 we have started to bring this closer towards 38,800. So we continue to do that because the market keeps on falling and there is imbalance in premium. So you can see that this is at 350, this is at 200. So we closed this and got it closer towards 235. So the reason we are doing this is that the stop losses are very far away. 75% is a huge amount. So that's the reason as the trend continues, we need to keep collecting additional premiums to balance it out. So now I will just move ahead in the trade because post this, we don't do anything. So we'll just let the market play out as it wants. So the idea what we have is once we hit 2 lakh loss, we are going to exit everything. So right now we have a M2M of negative 1 lakh. So around 12:40, you can see that even our BankNifty actually triggers the stop loss. So you can see right over here, the BankNifty also triggers the stop loss at 425. That means now we are only left with the short call legs. All our put legs have triggered the stop loss and we are only left with our short call legs. So the idea now is the moment we hit a negative M2M of 2 lakh, to exit it, otherwise just to wait for the recovery. So we hold on to the trade and see what exactly happens. So we go to around 1,60,000, the maximum drawdown what we had today. And slowly as the market starts to come down, we start to recover. So as you can see here, around 1 o'clock, we come back to negative 80,000 from 1,60,000. And from here on, we start to recover because the market just starts to come down. By 2 o'clock, we come to no profit, no loss. And at this point, we also create a 38,000 short straddle. So let me just go one step behind. So as you can see here, at this point, we create a 38,000 short straddle. So our idea was market might find some support at 38,000 and it might consolidate there. So luckily it actually went as per our idea itself. So the market did end up consolidating around this range and we also end up creating a short strangle in Nifty. So you can see that along with the short straddle, we have also created a short strangle of 16,950 as well as 17,450. So this is again close to around 250 points away. And we have created a short strangle. So we continue to hold both of them and you can see M2M as of now has come to 30,000 positive. And from here onwards, we don't do anything much. So by 3 o'clock. So the idea was, usually we have seen the markets reversing post 3 o'clock. And by 3 o'clock, the market was already at around 17,170. So let me go a little back. So the time now is 2:50 and the market was around 17,160. And since we have seen that the markets usually reverse post 3 o'clock, we just wanted to come out of our naked positions. So that's the reason I closed out this particular call 4,000 which we were short in the morning, and also the 1,000 quantity of call option in BankNifty which we were short from the morning, because I feared that in case if there's a reversal then it is going to be bad. And I also cut out the other short straddle in BankNifty also. So now you can see at 3 o'clock I have a very simple short strangle in BankNifty, that is 17,400 and 17,950. So only 3,000 quantity short, and both I have kept a stop loss at 75 as well as 75. So right now we already have a profit of close to 85,000, and towards the end around 320 we go to a profit of close to 1 lakh, and I finally end up booking everything around 1,500,000 rupees. So this was our intraday trade. So we were lucky enough because it went in our favor, and there was no time when there was a huge bounce back. So one more thing what we have to note here is that so after one point, it was not really any skill. It was the discipline to hold on to the trade. So you see that after one point, I did no adjustment. So after the stop loss was hit, I didn't do any sort of adjustment. And what is important even more is to make sure that you cut off at the loss you have decided, that is 2 lakh. So luckily today we didn't hit a loss of 2 lakh, but it is more about the discipline that when we hit a loss of 2 lakh, we have to cut down all our position. So we waited till the end and we were rewarded. So it is again based on luck. So when the luck is not in your favor, what you do is something that matters the most. So let's see tomorrow how tomorrow's trading goes. And with this, we also come to the end of this video. And if you have liked the video, please do hit the like button, share this video, as well as subscribe to Optionables. Thank you so much for joining.